The JANKSTREAM. Woo. There it is. Just an old-fashioned jank. We'll just let it jank for a moment. It's got a jank for the beginning. Borg doesn't like what it's seeing. Don't worry, Borg. You'll get used to it. He's all over all the other channels' faces. All right. Try to kind of keep the stuff that's war-related, I guess. Told you. He says that if Euchre joins NAT to the O and attempts to bring Gremio back by military means, it means that the European countries will automatically be pulled into a war conflict with the bear. Of course, NAT to the O and the bear's potentials are incomparable. We understand it, but we also understand, and from there it goes on to X. I'm not going to do it, but there's been some major developments today, okay? If you have been paying attention, I'll be doing this on the crisis report after. Please sub over there. See if we can get above 8,200 people sometime before the sun supernovas. Because God knows with a 99.87% approval rating of all the videos, it's just magic how you never gain any subs. You know, we talk about all this stuff over there, which is why it doesn't grow. You know, they want you listening to Tuck Chod, whatever his name is. We are seeing a lot of movement today on things. And one of those things was a lot of countries said that they're going to be sending troops to Euchre here very soon. Now, last summer, early, I was saying that by fall, winter, this would be happening. And, you know, the ISRAEL thing started happening. And it kind of took the wind out of the room. And I thought, oh, okay, let's push things off for a little bit. But now, honestly, not too far off of the old predictions. You know, the call that basically what I said was in early summer, I think it was May when I started saying this, that by the fall and winter, Euchre would be basically at this point collapsing because it's just running out of people. It's a numbers game. You can send them all the ammunition you want, but if there's no one to fight, there's no one to fight. So I said at that time, well, they're going to have to make a decision. They have to save face, and I think what they're going to do is start to make excuses to get NATO involved, okay? And that by winter, it would be a full-on conflagration. Now it's looking like it's more like a spring-summer thing, but all these countries, last thing I put down on the crisis report was France might send troops to NATO or to Euchre. So what do you think is going to happen with that? Well, Bad Vlad's got it right here, and it will look like a real one, like the third installment is live. So it says last week Stoltenberg said the green light on behalf of NATO for Ukrainian attacks on Russian territory. Now you got to remember, when all this started in the first couple weeks of this thing in February of 2022, they weren't even sending over like uniforms. They're like, oh, all right, we'll send some boots. We'll send some. Okay, you guys can have some 22 millimeter, you know, munitions and stuff, and it just went from there. Now they're saying, okay, if you want to hit Belgorod, you can hit Belgorod. If you want to, you know, whatever. So that's where we're at. You know, we're just at a place now where basically Euchre is about to fall. One guy had a theory that Budanov might be doing a coup, taking over, and he might even join Russia, join the East. So I don't know about that, but I mean that is Budanov's a slippery character. I mean he's not stupid either. He's probably the smartest one of all of them. So now they're saying attacks on Russian territory. Now they're saying we're going to send in troops from all over. I think Lithuania was the ones that were saying they'll be there pretty soon, like within weeks. So everybody believes that you got the right to defend yourself, but great video by Dr. Chris Martenson today on peak prosperity about this whole thing. He goes through and shows a lot of things. What we hear and what is real and what's going on, it never lines up. There's always extra parts of the story that they don't tell us, or they just, don't want us to kind of talk about. Calm down. My God, I'm not going to say it, Borg. NATO troops going there basically for sure is that we're going to go into a major conflict. Now we're at that point. They sent all the media, they sent all the weapons of war you can get. Now we're going to get to a place where this is going to get rolling in a way that's going to go out of control. So I'm game theorying all this tonight. I'm like, okay, what would this look like? What would happen? What would you do? Okay. So it's a month down the road. Troops are in, Euchre, and it gives the entire breakdown of what they would do to attack the country. So I'm like, what would I do? Where would I be? And my first thought was, we'll go top off preps at the grocery store. Well, when you have things like the Satan out there, the Sarmat, that can get to basically anywhere within 30 minutes and has multiple long EMP preps are a Faraday cage, radios. I've got a computer and I've got one of those Wi-Fi boxes, but I might need another. And then from there, solar oven, rocket stove, Baofeng, get prepared to live like it's 1842. So I don't know what you would do, but that's our plan. That's really, that's a problem with an EMP, folks. The problem is you just have no clue. You really don't. Just stop, Borg. Good Lord. My God, I'm just talking about EMPs. So, like, what would it look like? I don't know. I don't think anybody knows. I've seen testing, like they've done it on cars, and they've tested them and see what would it look like, what cars can take it, what can't, and it was all over the excuse me, swallowed wrong. You got me, Borg. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think EMPs are all what they say they'd be? Or do you think that they're overplaying it? Do you think they'll be worse? I don't know. I just know that I took a big swallow of seltzer into my lung. That was not fun. Woo! Hold on. Excuse me. Yeah, so this has been a big development day. Also, by the way, the Houthis cut the internet lines in the Red Sea. That's a big one too. That's a big one too. So what is all this going to look like? I don't know. I don't know. So it says, while Ukraine has already long been doing this and positively boasting about it, attacks on oil and energy infrastructure, even civilian centers such as Belgorod City. NATO has never issued such blunt statements encouraging these attacks. That's the problem. So, the language is changing. Everything is changing. That's the issue. it's becoming more bellicose. So we all know where this is going to go. I mean, is there anyone out there that think that this is going to get solved and chill out? If you do, hit a 1. Let me see it. If you think it's going to get rolling, hit a 2 in the chat. Because I'm a strong 2. I've been a strong 2 for a long time. And I just don't see things chilling out. Thank you for the 14. All right, cool. Everybody's cute. Everybody's a comedian. All right, Kevin said 10. So yeah, can you tell me any time they've been talking about peace? Now they said tonight that they want to invite everybody to Sweden. But for that to happen, you have to go. And usually what they do is they're like, oh, we're having peace talks in Sweden. Why don't you join us? Oh, they don't want to come. It's because one of the two belligerents isn't going to show up. You know, these groups have to get together on their own. We can meet all the time. I could say my next door neighbor's house is in need of a paint job, and I can meet with all the other neighbors. If the dude doesn't paint his house, he's not going to paint his house. So me meeting with all the other dudes on the street over the guy that doesn't paint his house, it doesn't matter. It's not going to matter. So that's where we're at. I just So what I think is going to happen here, let me tell you. What do you think? Old PrepperNow, Mister. Let me put on the cap. Remember Johnny Carson back in the day, and he had the little genie cap, whatever it was. And what's a man, a plan, and a can? That kind of thing. I'm gonna do that with the euchre now, because I like to predict. I predicted January 25th, 2022. There's going to be a war. There's too many assets on the border with Ukraine for that not to happen. Sure enough, bada bing, bada boom, there's a war. And I mean, those have been around a long time. Know that I said where we're going right now is exactly where we go, and we are going there. So when is that going to happen? Well, I don't know. It could literally be in the next couple weeks. Could be in a few months. I don't see it later than early summer. Reason why is because everybody knows about the vaunted Russian winter. You don't want to do it during winter in Russia. So by doing it in like May, you'd have about 6 months tops. And at that point, old lady winter would come in. So I don't know. We're on the precipice of World War III. I can very firmly say that I believe that. I do. If you think we're on the verge of World War III, put a 1 in. If you think we're not on the verge of World War III, and this is all just a show, BS, put a 2 in. If you think it's something completely different than all that, and you have some alternative theory, put a 3 in. Yep, lots of 1s. You got to give Rooster Cogburn a hat tip. He's all about the 14. Yep. Scrappy's got a 3. I'd love to hear about that, love. You can email me in the background as you usually do. Oh, I don't know. I don't know where we're going. I don't know how long all this is going to take to unfold, but it's unfolding. And the biggest problem about all this, folks, this is, I guess, where the meat, you guys want the doom? I'll give you the doom. The doom of all this is that as soon as it really gets rolling, it's going to be lightning fast. It's not going to be slow. It's not going to be methodical. It's going to be lightning friggin' fast. It's going to be very quick. It's going to happen overwhelmingly, and You better have your wits about you. And we really won't know until we step in that direction. So I don't know. I mean, that's where I think we're at. I think we're on the precipice. As soon as you hear any NATO countries putting like actual boots, like there's footage of Lithuanians or French or whatever joining in a Ukraine province, that like if they go to Donetsk or Lugansk or whatever, if you see them going there, you might as well top off the preps and get ready. Because I can assure you, Russia will not wait. They will not just sit back and go, okay, yeah, amass all your people there. They're going to start striking. They're going to start striking quick. And what that looks like, I don't know. I don't know. Always wanted to know what people game theory about, like Hiroshima and Nagasaki. What do they think before it ever happened? Things would look like, what they would do. Nobody knows. So. But it will alter our lives. I know that much. So, by the way, if you like what we're doing here, hit that like button, please. This is an official JANKSTREAM. Those that don't know, the JANKSTREAM is a special place where we very calmly go 2014 tech, and we just put it out there and do it in a low tech kind of way. Janky, as it's known, the JANKSTREAM. So yeah, I think we're on the precipice. I think this. And the funny thing is that today the big thing people should be talking about is the Houthis, the Red Sea thing. But this is the long term. This is what's going to set us up for the full Monty. So I hope you're ready for the full Monty. Thank you all for hitting that like button. I appreciate it. It does help, guys. It really does. It's weird. I know it's stupid. You just smash the like button. It does help. So it really does. I'm going to get set up for the crisis report. For those that don't know, I have a backup channel that is youtube.com/@crisisreport. And the crisis report is where I take all this stuff, tabulated over multiple sites, multiple voices, multiple people, multiple sides too. I don't try to pretend to be one way or the other. And we're going to do a crisis report. So if you haven't joined me over there, please, youtube.com/@crisisreport. Go there, join up, check it out. Nightly every night about 10:45. So I got to get going. But I appreciate you. Smash the like as you go. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Are we going? Is this the full deal? Is this the real deal? And, what it'll look like. What are your thoughts on all these balloons going over us? All that kind of stuff. All right, friends. God bless. Stack, stock, stick to the plan. Keep your swimming, your powder dry. And I appreciate you coming by. PrepperNow on the JANKSTREAM.